There is something for everyone.
The legislation that Donald Trump sees not just as the cornerstone to his second term in office, but as his presidential legacy, survived to live another day.
We got there. We got pretty much what we wanted. It was an amazing package. It's the biggest bill ever passed if we get this done.
The nearly 1,000-page so-called Big Beautiful Bill barely passed in the U.S. Senate on Tuesday, just as it barely passed in the House of Representatives weeks ago. It contains tax cuts for Americans, but also Trump's long wish list of government spending. Money for more migrant deportations, money to finish building the wall at America's border with Mexico, also to strengthen the military and build the so-called Golden Dome defense system. But paying for all of that demands cuts in America's social safety net, specifically the Medicaid health care system. And Trump has promised for years not to make cuts to Medicaid. On Tuesday, he downplayed the possibility that, according to some estimates, more than 10 million Americans would lose their health care coverage in this bill, saying that on final passage, a much smaller number would lose coverage, and only those who he thinks are abusing the system. Democrats insist that's not the case.
In one fell swoop, Republicans passed the biggest tax break for billionaires ever seen, paid for by ripping away health care for millions of people and taking food out of the mouths of hungry kids.
There are some Republicans who agree, one even suggesting that Trump was being tricked by his own advisors to make those deep cuts in Medicaid. And there are still other Republicans who are angered the bill could increase the federal deficit by over $3 trillion over the next 10 years. Now, the bill that passed in the Senate goes back to the House of Representatives, where lawmakers will have to reconcile the changes that have been made. Trump doesn't want that. He wants the House to pass it immediately, as is, to get it on his desk for his signature by this Friday, America's birthday, the 4th of July. Andy Roesgen, TRT World.